This episode of Delusional Diaries Podcast is brought to you by Google Gemini.
Exams, essays, deep breaths. Gemini Advanced is now free for college students in the U.S.
The best part, this offer isn't just for finals this semester. Sign up before June 30th and you'll get free access all the way through spring finals 2026.
Visit gemini.google/students to learn more. Terms apply.
Hi guys, welcome back to Delusional Diaries Podcast. I'm Hallie.
I'm Jazz, guys. We just got back last night, late last night. Lost the entire day because the time changed, but I
From Stagecoach, if that wasn't clear.
Sorry, my bad.
These episodes come out really, I feel like kind of weeks later.
Yeah.
So
we had. I'm having associates. I'm a little sleepy. I'm gonna be so for real.
I'm recovering from a sinus infection, and I've flown with sinus infections before, truthfully. I feel like I have one pretty often, but this was the worst flight I've ever been on, not because of anxiety or anything. It was all great and fine there, but I had zero relief the entire flight. My head, I was literally crying at one point. Tears were just streaming from my eyes because I felt in between my eyes, my head was going to explode.
Sinuses,
yeah. And I've never felt that intense of pressure, and it just wouldn't let up for the entire flight. All I did was try to sleep, and I actually did sleep, but a pretty good amount for me on the plane. But every time I would wake up, then it was somehow worse.
Yeah, and she was sniffling and blowing her nose, and I was just wow, she never blows her nose. Even when she's sniffling, she's not blowing her nose. So when she's blowing her nose, I'm oh, it's bad.
Yeah, it was really bad. I
felt bad for you.
I really do feel better now, a little bit. I still am deaf in one ear a little bit. When we were going to Stagecoach, I was all fine until we were landing in LA, and my ears just completely when they plugged. Yeah, but then one popped really hard, and I've never had that sensation either of the popping.
A screen, a firework.
Yeah. But I've felt my ears plug up or whatever, and then they release the pressure, and you feel that little bit of whatever. But I'm telling you, this one fucking exploded, but my other one didn't. And the entire weekend, I'd be doing anything yawning.
No, guys, she was literally watching YouTube videos the whole drive from LA to Palm Springs of how to get rid of it. And at one point, I was oh, if you turn your head and hit your head really hard, it'll relieve. And she's you're lying.
I did it though. I was I literally will do anything
for relief.
But it started to throughout the weekend, it got a little bit better. It's just this one ear, but then it fucked it up again on the plane. So now again, I'm recovering with the trying to. Yeah, so I can't hear out of this ear very well, but...
Speaking of sleeping, you said you had a dream, and I said to wait till we were here.
Oh, yeah. I had a dream. We were, sitting at a restaurant. It was just me and you. And then Taylor Swift walks out, but she's in her red era. I can't explain, but she was, in her red era. But I don't know. She walks out, and then we're both oh, my God. And then we're Taylor, and then she somehow comes over to our table, and she starts talking to us.
Jazz, I love you, too.
Well, and then... No, she goes... I go... I was you couldn't even speak. You were starstruck. And then I was
checks out.
Oh my gosh, we love you. We've both been to the Eras tour. And you literally go, bitch. You go, I've been to 5. And you're you've only been to 2. She's you were shaming me. Eras tour real. Shaming me. And I was you would do that, honestly. And that's real. You are a bigger fan.
I do. Yeah, you didn't even really like her when we started being friends. You only liked her in 2 times speed.
I truly think until you've gone through a real heartbreak, I couldn't love Taylor until then. Then after my breakup, I really understood. I understood it. I really was okay, now I get Taylor's songs. Before, I feel I just didn't relate. And then I could. So then I became a bigger fan. And then I got more just into all of her music in general. And now I'd say I'm a pretty big fan, but not the level that you are.
Yeah, I'm not even the peak.
No, you're not. You're not. I know. No, there's crazy.
There's a big spectrum, and I'm just not crazy, to be honest. To be so for real, some of you bitches, you are crazy, and I love that for you. It's a little concerning, to be honest, but I'll never be that way about anyone, and I love her down, but some behavior is just odd. I'm never gonna be hating on
Beyonce because
that's also not even warranted behavior. It's just fucking weird. I can't. Also, I'm really disappointed I can't see Beyonce. She's here during my wedding, so I won't be able to go to her tour. But
Wait.
I'm hoping I can go somewhere else, like a different state.
Yeah, I could see you doing that.
Because I saw Blue Ivy performing Deja Vu. She was eating. Like, she's 13 years old. I need to show you this clip. Like, she is...
I think I've seen.
From yesterday?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like when you saw her the last time or whatever.
I'm talking about this current
because I've seen her dancing, but I haven't seen.
She
okay.
started this tour yesterday, and like this clip is fucking insane. Like, you would think she was like 22.
Okay.
Like, she looks so good. It's giving Nepo, but like in the best possible way. Like, she looks exactly like Beyonce.
You know what? There's nothing you can do about being a Nepo baby, so I think at least just take full advantage of it and do it right. And and so if you want to dance in your mom's tour, like, period.
I need you to see this. Like, look at this walk.
Oh wow.
Like, I thought this was Beyonce.
Yeah, she looks good.
Like, watch her start dancing to Deja Vu. Like, this is in her face. She looks just like fucking Beyonce.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
Anyways, I want to see this tour somewhere. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So you can love both, and it's fucking weird if you're hating another woman. Like,
wait,
period.
Can I say something?
Yes.
In my head, like the crazy Swifties, there's like a Venn diagram. It's like circle here, Taylor Swift insane fans, and circle here, like insane Disney adults, and then like somewhere in the middle, there's like a correlation between the two.
Okay. I could see that.
Like, I feel like the people that are super into Taylor.
Honestly, people who are super into anything. Like, there's a spectrum of everything where it's like, okay, there's a line and now you've crossed it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm all for being passionate about something. I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but there's just like, it gets a little weird at some point with some things where it's like you're crossing some boundaries. Or you should have boundaries.
I just can't with people who are like the Easter eggs. Like, I get like being into them a little bit or something, but the people who are like, you guys, Taylor Swift is dropping her album today because when she was 7 years old, she like da-da-da, and you're like, oh.
It comes to a point where it's like, you know a little bit too much about her. Where like you're clearly doing like extensive like research at some point.
And also it's like you don't really know, like you could know some facts also, about where she was born or something, but at the end of the day you don't know her personally or what she actually wants or likes. Like, she didn't tell you that. No, not only that, but like people will be like, she's dropping this. It won't happen. It doesn't happen for like every single 12 one of these like possibilities, and like, oh, it's this one. Yeah.
It's never that. But I look forward to getting more music from her. I would love it very soon. Do we think that Reputation is TV? Is the way I thought TV for the longest time, I was like, is this like music video versions? Like, it goes on your TV. Like, I didn't understand what TV was until I was like, oh, Taylor's version. But is that coming out like soon? Great question. Okay. All there is Easter eggs to figure that out at this point. And you know what? I'll be happy when she decides to share it with us. Period. And I will not seek it out until then. Period. Should we talk about Stagecoach? Yes, Coach. Guys, I was like, I want to put me and Coach as my caption, and I didn't think it was funny. But Brand validated me, and that's all I need. Okay. I just didn't really get it, but like, period. Yeah. We had a really good time at Stagecoach. I will say, ultimately, I'm not a festival person. However, this was the most enjoyable festival experience that I've ever had. I think Stagecoach is different because people are chill. Like, it's okay. I want to make it clear because people say chill. It's not fucking chill. However, what do you mean? Like, it's still insane with like the crowd and everything. Like, I mean, no one's like bumping into you how they are at Coachella. No, that's what I'm saying. That's my definition of chill. Okay, because I'm like, saying like the lines are still long as hell. Yeah. There's a billion people there, and honestly, they section off because there's like the Sahara tent or whatever at Coachella, and they like section. Like, that's not in Stagecoach or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So there's even less room. But I don't know if there's the same amount of people at Stagecoach. Way less people. You think? I mean, I've never been to Coachella. Yeah, way less people. Okay. It's still a lot of people. Like, so I wouldn't just, because I've never been to Coachella, so I guess I can't compare the two. But I would say it's definitely still crowded as fuck. However, it's less chill in the sense that, like, people are sitting in lawn chairs, like, in the back, which is nice because it's a lot more, like, casual. Yeah, like no one's like, it's harder to walk at Coachella. Like, it's okay. Just like there's so many more people, but like Stagecoach, like no one's like mosh pitting. People like on lawn chairs camping out. Like, you can like walk freely. Like, that I appreciate. There's lines at anything though. Yeah, in my opinion. No, yeah. Well, because Brian was like, oh, I think I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. Well, don't do it in the mic. I'm not. Oh. Bless you. Good Lord, I wasn't going to sneeze in the mic. Well, I was debating if I was going to sneeze or not. Okay. I wasn't going to like do a whole thing if I wasn't actually going to sneeze. Anyway,
because Bran was like, I think Bran in his head literally thought this was going to be like an exclusive small experience, just because he was like, people told me this was the chill version of Coachella. Like, this isn't chill, just because there was so many people. So I think he was just expecting it to be like.
I think it depends on your definition of chill. Because to me, chill just means like I'm not getting mosh pitted and I have like room to roam. Yeah,
but it's still definitely like a hype, crowded experience. Either way, really fun. Good weekend. We honestly just had an amazing experience because of BÉIS, to be honest. Like, they just really killed it.
It was a very small like trip. I think it was like 4 influencers.
Yeah.
And then the rest was just the BÉIS team, then another team for a different company there as well. And so like that was our entire, we stayed at a house, and like the entire house was basically just the teams and plus like 4 influencers.
Yeah.
So a very small group, which is like, I appreciated that. It was like cool to get to know the other people there.
Yeah, the team was super chill.
Even though, like, I knew like most people, but like the team we didn't know, so like that was awesome. And they basically used like that weekend also just for like a shoot and like marketing purposes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like just for the trip.
Yeah. Also, Shay Mitchell stayed at the house too, and she was literally the coolest, chillest, nicest person. Like, we just talked to her and hung out with her. And honestly, they've done such a good job with that company too of not, like, I almost don't remember sometimes that she is the like owner, which in a good way, because like, it's not some like random little like celebrity hype brand. Yeah. It's like genuinely a real legit company that you're like, wow, this product is actually amazing. And then you just are like, oh wait, yeah, Shay, like, duh.
Absolutely.
But
also, I just love BÉIS. Like,
they have the best stuff.
When I got BÉIS luggage, we're just like obsessed with BÉIS. I feel like when I got BÉIS luggage like a couple years ago, I was like, wow, this is like life changing. There's so many good features on it. When we went to Europe, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And I'm so glad that I have continued to be such a big fan, because I've got to go on this trip.
Yeah, I have had BÉIS luggage for literally since I decided to like actually get good luggage that wasn't on Amazon. That was my first luggage purchase. My parents actually got it for me for Christmas.
Your mom texted me, asked what you should get, and I said BÉIS luggage.
Like 3 years ago. And then I had already had one suitcase from them, but it wasn't like the full size one that I needed.
Like a set.
So then they got me like the set or whatever, and I've literally always used. Honestly, also, I just have to say, people hate on the Weekender. I always see people being like, it doesn't fit a lot. And I'm like,
you're just a bad packer.
Are you using the same bag as me? Because I think it fits so much. It's honestly so gigantic. I will say it is so big, to be honest, that when you put it under your seat, it does like not allow you to have leg room. But I've realized if you scoot it back underneath and then put your feet in front of it, if that makes sense, you have like all the leg room. It's amazing. Great hack. I saw Clara actually just post that. I've always done that. But anyway, I think it's an amazing bag and it fits so much. Like, granted, could I pack like all my stuff for an entire weekend in it? No, but because I'm an overpacker, like, I wouldn't use it for that purpose. It's like the best on plane bag to have everything you need right there. If you want to put some, like, if you have like a nice bag or something that you don't want to like get check or whatever to not lose it potentially. Like, I put my bags underneath and zip it because it's like a nice structure and it doesn't crush them.
Yeah. Also got the makeup bag this weekend, which
it's
I'm
really
super
good.
Excited about. Like, I just like toss things into like random bags, but this is like so organized. Again, this is not paid stuff, guys. It's just like we just discovered new
They
things.
never paid us also.
Yeah, we just discovered new things this weekend, which was great. But so many like fantastic good products, and we're also doing a giveaway with things that we got from the trip, because we got so much of it. We each got a set of everything.
Yeah, they're also doing a giveaway on their Instagram, I believe. You can go into, it's not correlated with us or anything. I just know that they're doing it, so go enter if it's still up.
Yeah. But
also, last thing, I saw that they have a beach tote, and it was honestly
there at the pool.
Really well designed. I did not know that they had this.
I feel like everything they have like has so much thought.
It does,
because it's designed by like a woman in mind who's like traveling all the time. Like,
but there's like a towel holder in front of it, and then it's like a nice big mesh, so it's like it's breathable, but the mesh isn't big, so like sand can't get in. It seems like really nice. I don't have it personally. We didn't have room to take it, to be honest, but
I'm sure we'll get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, really exciting, good trip. I had a great time.
Also, I was so excited to see Luke Combs. I've never seen him live before, and he's just like one of my favorites. And he played banger after banger after banger. Only complaint is where we were standing, the speaker legitimately was not on. So like the sound, he sounded amazing. Like he sounds
better than he sounds on a record, which is crazy.
And I have to say the same about Zach Bryan, even though like we separate the music from the artist, like whatever, but he is very, very talented. However, the Luke Combs was just disappointing in the sense of like the speaker wasn't on, but he still sounded great and we still heard him, obviously. It just like could have been louder.
Yeah, we could hear ourselves talk very clearly because it was so quiet in our area.
Yeah.
But we didn't know that. We obviously would have moved. But yeah, 10 out of 10 trip, honestly. Like one of the most like well thought out brand trips that we've been on. I feel like everything was like very organized. Communication was great.
Yes, I really appreciate when you can tell a lot of time and effort was put into a trip, because that does not go unnoticed. Because I mean, again, obviously planning the Bachelorette was difficult. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just coordinating all of that stuff. So like you realize how much goes into like making sure shuttles are somewhere on time and like all of that little stuff.
Like so many things like have to go right and like are corrected if they're like they don't.
Yeah. So they did an amazing job.
It's also just like I feel like every single trip that we go on now, like we've gotten to a point where like we don't get +1s. We just get invited together.
Yeah.
Like they're like, you're both coming.
Yeah. And we're like, okay, period.
Yeah. Which is like so fair because we probably bring each other anyway.
Yeah.
But just fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited for what's next.
Yeah.
Our next trip is also this weekend. We're going to F1 from in Miami, which I'm super stoked for.
Yes.
So Kevin and Reed are coming.
Yeah, that'll be fun. It's literally such a short trip, but I'm good with that. That's a perfect Miami trip for me.
Yeah, it'll be good. I'm excited. The wedding is so soon.
So crazy.
But the nice thing is I'm actually looking forward to getting ready the day before, like for the welcome party.
Yeah, me too.
Just like less pressure, like small group of people, like close family and friends. And I feel like I've gotten much better at my makeup.
Yeah, I think you have.
And so I'm super excited to use my facial radiance pads from First Aid Beauty to prep my face for some lasting makeup throughout the night.
100%. I love the facial radiance pads. I feel like it's just a really nice prep for your skin before your makeup.
I have super sensitive skin, so I love these because they're actually gentle enough to use daily.
Yeah, the facial radiance pads are formulated with lactic and glycolic acid to gently exfoliate, brighten, and refine the look of pores.
Yeah, I love to use them on my nose to get like the blackheads like soaked up. But it really is the one-step makeup prep that you need, and I'll be using mine the day before the wedding and probably the wedding day too, to be honest.
Yeah, so if you guys have any events coming up or if you just want your skin to look radiant and glowy all the time, you can go to firstaidbeauty.com/diaries and use our promo code diaries. That's firstaidbeauty.com/diaries, DIARIES.
Guys, this week I did some serious adulting and got all my yearly appointments out of the way.
That's so good.
I'm so proud of myself. But honestly, it was super easy. I use ZocDoc, and ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment.
Yeah, I am really bad about making doctor's appointments, but when I do, I have been using ZocDoc, and it does make it so much easier and a lot less intimidating.
Yeah, you can actually make appointments through ZocDoc. They happen super fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even get same-day appointments sometimes.
Yeah, that's really great. I feel like I was seeing a lot of doctors in Virginia, where I'm originally from, and then when I moved to New York City, I didn't know who to go to, so it's really nice that you're able to compare on ZocDoc.
Super easy, so stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/diaries to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/diaries, DIARIES, ZocDoc.com/diaries.
Oh, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you consider your anniversary to be your first date or when you became official? I saw Brett Chody post about this, and I was curious if I feel like I know your answer, but I was curious.
I guess. I think it depends on every couple and like your situation. I think it would make it different because Reed and I actually got into like not an argument about that, but I was like, because like we met sometime in March. So I kind of considered that our anniversary, I guess, because truthfully, I do not know the day we started dating because it made no difference to me. Like the thing that impacted my life was like meeting him, not when we started dating, because I just feel like literally I already like knew we were dating when we were dating. It's not like I was like, okay, gonna cut off all my other hoes now, you know, like we were already dating. So I do not know the day. It was sometime in June, but I really don't know when. So like to me, it's when we met. However, then we did break up, obviously. So then it's like, I don't really like, you know, it's like, do you count it then when you got back together? Like, I don't fucking know, you know, because I don't even know when we got back together. It's all like
a blur. Yeah.
Like I don't know any of the dates or anything besides the day we met. So I would go off the day we met. But if you were both like dating other people and then you finally were like like, let's take this seriously and like, let's actually date, then maybe you would consider that to be the anniversary.
Yeah.
What do you think?
For me, there's so many dates you can celebrate.
Yeah.
But I think it's also like different, like you said, because when I met Kevin, I wasn't talking to anyone else. Had I been talking to other people, I think I would have viewed the date differently. But because it's like once we were together, and like that was, we both weren't talking to other people. Like that was just like we were immediately like together and started dating like very shortly after, like officially. But he was like, "Are we not already dating?" So I just like I flow in that like general time frame of like April.
Yeah. But I think once you get married, then I feel like that's like the anniversary you celebrate.
Yeah.
Then more so than like, I feel like your dating one becomes a blur if that.
Yeah. But I think when like you can like we celebrate our meet cute anniversary, not like a couple anniversary, you know?
Okay.
That's like tends like to be our time frame. But I think do whatever you want.
Yeah. I also think like it's not like that deep at the end of the day.
No, it's simply not.
But yeah.
But also, if it is deep to you, make it a big deal.
Yeah. Get a present.
Yeah. And be pissed if you don't.
Yeah.
Like, it's up to you. Whatever, like, floats your boat.
You guys, this has been my biggest op of 2025 are my fucking socks.
Real quick, whenever we are with Brand for a weekend, we will come back with a new word
words.
and we will use that 24/7. And for the past like few weeks, it's been diabolical from being around Brand so much and him repeating it. This past weekend, he said, "That's my biggest op," so much that is now our new flow of things. Like he is influencing words.
Yes, he is.
So go ahead.
My biggest op of 2025 has been my socks. Basically, I remember, over a year ago, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before, my Christmas present to myself was like, I can't stand when I have all these different fucking pair of socks.
Remember you making a video about this and people being so pissed, like, okay, we get it, like socks.
But then
like,
a lot of people,
revolutionary.
A lot of people said this was actually very helpful to
So
them.
I agree with you. It was just funny.
Yes. So I was like, I'm getting rid of all of my socks because they're all like torn up, like shredded from my dogs, just like gross, different pairs. And I was like, I'm getting rid of every single pair of socks. And then I'm going to buy only like this one brand of socks and I'm going to buy like a billion pairs of them. So I always have socks. I don't have to sit there and like match socks in the laundry because I'm simply not going to do that. I'm just going to throw them in a drawer. So I will always have fucking socks. Did this. It was amazing. It was game changing. However, obviously that was like over a year and a half, almost 2 years ago that I did this. I've somehow acquired a lot of socks back that are not the same pair that I had bought, just like from random, I don't know, PR stuff or just whatever. I have a lot of random socks. And also, unfortunately, I was single. I wasn't single, but I was living alone at the time. So like my socks were all my socks. Now Reed and I do laundry together. So he has a bunch of random fucking socks that get somehow in my shit. And like my sock drawer is a fucking disaster and it's driving me insane because I will seriously spend like 15 minutes in the morning trying to find a matching pair of socks because I don't know how all my socks have disappeared, but it makes me want to lose my mind. And I am literally like, when I have a free second, I'm going to go through both Reed and I sock drawers, throw everything away, and buy him all one pair that's very specific and me one pair that's very specific, so I don't have this issue because it's driving me fucking insane.
Yeah, I feel like most gifts that women get their partners are just gifts for themselves.
Yeah.
Like
well, it's
that,
not a
for
gift.
example.
I'm just doing that.
But I'm saying like most in general.
Yeah. Well, sometimes like I bought Reed these shorts for I don't even know what, but I was like, oh, because I hate these one pair of shorts that he wears. And I bought him these shorts and I was like, these will replace your shorts. And he's like,
They didn't.
No. He's like, I'll wear these ones, but I'm still keeping the other shorts. And he
He
keeps
really likes those shorts. Whenever I see this man, like after the hours of
always-
7 p.m., he's always in these shorts.
he's always in these shorts. They're like
They're
literal.
literally my cousin Charlie, who's like maybe 7, has these
Would
shorts
wear
and
them
he
to
wears
gym.
them 24/7.
With like high Nike socks. Like Reed's not
They're
wearing them
like
with high Nike
camo
socks.
shorts.
Yeah, they're like black, like Lululemon camo shorts, and they just have to go. I hate them. And they have like a little bit of paint on them because like we
So I
painted.
feel about Kevin has this one pair of shorts. These were my biggest op when we first got together. They're horses.
Like really bad
Guys.
giant horses.
Like it's
Like the horse head is like genuinely
like
huge.
Like it's literally like on his dick. It's horrible.
It's the whole
Like,
head. Like it's crazy.
These are the worst shorts I've ever seen in my entire life. And I wanted these. Like one day so when we first started like talking, he would like come over with like his like overnight bag, like this like duffel bag. We go to like get breakfast one day, and like I come out of the bathroom, he's wearing these horrendous, like horrendous shorts. Like they would scar your eyes. And I'm like, you cannot wear those. I put my foot down. That was like our first couple
I
weeks of
remember you
talking.
FaceTimed me and you tried to show me and he literally was like, no, and he like wouldn't let you.
I was like, you need to see how horrible these are.
I remember I saw them for like a quick second and I screenshotted them like
and you're
really
like, yeah,
fast.
these are bad.
Bad.
But now they're at his parents' house in New Jersey. But when we go there, like sometimes he'll put them on and I'm like, it's okay to have them on in this household, but that is the only household. And that's the only thing I've ever said shit about.
Yeah.
Like that's just like, that was over the line.
That's crazy. Okay. I was seeing I see videos about au pairs and like how like somebody was like setting up my whatever room for my au pair, which like I'm not hating on anybody that does this or anything. I think that's great. I just personally...
Is an au pair just like a live-in nanny?
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I really don't know, but I believe, because like what I've experienced from au pairs, like in a personal life setting with like when I would babysit for people that had au pairs, or like I did swim team and a lot of them would have au pairs that brought, every single one was from another country. Like they were...
Oh, so an au pair is a young person typically from another country who lives with a host family and provides childcare.
They'd literally be from like Sweden.
Okay.
They'd be from like Sweden, and they basically, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, they want to like visit the US. So
it's a cultural exchange.
Yeah, so like they do work for the family in exchange for like a place to live.
Room, yeah, and that's how they get the visa to come.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what I believe an au pair is, because like I believe if you were from this country, you would just be like a nanny.
Okay.
So I believe, they come. I think they work for free, but you have to give them a place to live. And then they like have the hours that they work, like a 9 to 5 or whatever. And then they can like go do whatever they want in the US. And I don't know if they get money as well. I don't know how that works. Either way, they live with you. And I'm like, I just don't know. I think it would weird me out to not just like know I'm alone in my home. Like I don't think I would like knowing somebody else was living with me.
Yeah, I guess it would depend how big your house was.
Yeah, I guess if you were like insanely rich and had like a whole other wing of your house,
which is like you normally are if you have like
no. A lot of like families that I knew that had au pairs, very very normal, like had like one extra bedroom, and that's where they were.
I've never known anyone with an au pair.
Like the families I knew had like just a normal middle class house, and then like the bedroom for the au pair was literally directly next to their kid's bedroom.
That's too close for me. Too close for comfort. Like if you can hear me like talking shit, I wouldn't like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I just wouldn't feel like safe. Not in the sense of like I'm gonna get hurt, just
Yeah. I don't know. But also I'm like, it would be kind of clutch to have help. That's just like there.
It definitely is, and I obviously have never had a kid where I can truly say like I wouldn't want help or something, because I obviously don't know. But I don't know. I don't think I would want somebody to live with me.
Yeah, like constantly just like in your space.
But no, like obviously no shame. It's a great program. I think that's like really sick that you would get to come visit the US and stuff if that's what you want to do. Are you just thinking about it?
I'm just thinking about having children. I just got anxiety.
Yeah, I get that.
Guys, my wedding's almost here.
It's so crazy. It's less than a month.
And I'm going to do a breakdown of the cost of my wedding, post-wedding, like I did for the Bachelor, Bachelorette. But I do want to give a couple notes and disclaimers. My wedding is not sponsored. I did not get a discount on anything except for one thing, which is my florals and like rentals. I got things at cost instead of with the
Additional fees
of like labor. But that is not, and even with that discount, that is still extremely hefty.
It's horrible.
It's like, this is actually insane. But I want to say, like, I don't know. I have 0 wedding sponsorships. Okay. The only ad thing I have is I have something for stationery, which is not even necessarily related to my wedding and that much. And that's actually it.
Yeah.
So when I give you a breakdown, I just wanted to say like, that's that. But I just think it's tacky, which is why I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I think we've said this before. Like, obviously, doing anything bridal, like sponsorships prior to the wedding.
I've seen a lot of things beforehand. Like, I've had a lot of wedding-related ads pre-wedding, but actual wedding day, I'm not doing that.
No, I agree. I think I think like get your fucking bag anytime before the wedding. Like
It's
put in the
fucking
work.
expensive. Guys, I told Hallie I told Hallie my wedding budget. Like when we were
At
like,
the beginning?
Yeah, at the beginning. Like, yeah, I think I'm gonna be like around here. That was fucking diabolical of me to think.
It was doubled.
Over doubled. Like I don't even know how I got there. To be honest,
She had the cost of the venue, and then she literally budgeted herself like the tiniest extra for like florals and like all the extra
well,
stuff.
I googled like general amounts, but
You're not in the
I'm
general
not
amount
general.
category.
And because I never even wanted a wedding, but then I was like, oh, I could have a wedding, and that now I'm like, I'm gonna have a wedding.
Yeah. Well, also you did pick like a diabolically like insane venue in the best way, but it's like obviously like there's no way that anybody's having like the original budget you gave. Not a single person that's ever gotten married there is ever having a wedding at that budget that
Not
you
with-
originally
not with our
gave.
discount.
No, it's impossible. It's unless you had zero decorations, and at that point, it's like, what would be the point of choosing that venue if
There
you're gonna
wouldn't be a
not
point.
decorate anything? It's a beautiful space, but it needs some like
A little.
it needs the oomph that you have.
And I had a vision, and that vision came with a couple more dollar signs than I had anticipated.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm very glad that I was able to work as I have to pay for said wedding, and I'm really excited that I didn't have to ask any family for money because they wouldn't have had it.
Yeah. No, I think with the wedding sponsorships, I just don't understand the point, because it's like, didn't you plan this for a year to like enjoy the day? And then it's like, if you just had to sit there and pose for a bunch of stuff and get all these deliverables and make
That would
videos
take
or
away from the
whatever,
day.
that just seems annoying. That's just working.
And I've turned down things because I simply can't take that stress.
No.
And I think it would take away from my day, and I didn't spend all this money on this day to not have a good day, which is why I've said no to most things, except for like that one thing. But I will say I will be making a lot of TikToks throughout my day because that is a fun thing for me.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, like that is work that like I've factored into the day because like that's organic work that honestly like people are going to be interested in the wedding, and like to not capitalize on that would be like bad business.
But I don't even think, I think that's now in like societally a pretty normal thing to do. Like even people with
I
300
agree.
followers do TikToks for their wedding.
Yes, but I'm saying people view it as like, oh,
Working.
you're getting married for content.
Yeah.
Because you're already an influencer. Even the people that aren't an influencer are also doing the same thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's just now like an added thing of like taking photos. You also do TikToks. Like it's just a normal thing to do because that's how social media works now.
Yeah, so you will be seeing a lot of those because I do care about them and they're fun. So I will be making a spreadsheet of things I want to do simply because the day is so busy, I want to make sure I get them to look back on. And if I don't have a detailed thing, they won't get done.
I was like thinking, because I was like, obviously it's not my wedding, and like I'm not trying to like take up all this time doing a TikTok, but I was like, I need to pick one TikTok to like
You can do more than one.
So I don't want to like we'll see how long it takes.
My point is like during the schedule of the day, I factored in the fact that I want to do that, and like you probably will also.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm going to pick like one really good TikTok, and that's going to be like my wedding TikTok that will be posted after Jazz's.
Guys, I swear to fucking God, if anyone fucking posts me in my wedding dress that is an influencer before I do, I will literally sleep. Sorry, I won't do that. I will be very, very angry. Like I will hunt you down and I will deck you in the face like worse than Hallie in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
That you will be my biggest op if you do that.
Yeah.
Like I can't even express the amount of anger that I will have towards a person if they do that.
If someone posts themselves at your wedding but not you, that's fine. Or no.
Yeah, but like if you post me in my dress or like reveal something that like I haven't revealed, I will be upset about that.
Yeah.
Like because I will be posting the next fucking morning.
Yeah.
But if you can't give me 12 fucking hours, fuck
Just
yourself.
post your content Sunday.
Yeah, it's not hard, but I will be very angry.
Yeah.
Also, if someone doesn't wear black to my fucking wedding, I've been so explicitly clear everywhere. I will also be very upset.
Yeah.
I think I've been a very chill person. I have 2 fucking rules: don't post me in my fucking dress and wear black.
Yeah.
That's all I really care about.
I feel like I think that's a pretty easy rule
You
to
don't think
abide
I've been
by.
chill?
No, I do. I said I think that's a pretty easy thing to abide by, like wearing black.
So, my wedding updates.
Yeah.
Episode of Delusional Diaries Podcast is brought to you by Google Gemini.
exams, essays, deep breaths.
Gemini Advanced is now free for college students in the US.
The best part, this offer isn't just for finals this semester. Sign up before June 30th and you'll get free access all the way through spring finals 2026.
This offer includes Gemini Advanced with Google's best AI models, deep research, Notebook LM+, Whisk, and 2 terabytes of storage.
Guys, I only went to college for 1 semester, but I'm telling you, I think if I had Gemini, I probably would have stayed longer.
Yeah, I did go to college and graduate. However, I feel like it would have been really helpful to have Gemini when I was researching. I think I would have gotten some better grades.
Yeah, absolutely. Like study guides, all that kind of stuff. Definitely would have been more helpful with Gemini AI to help.
Yes.
It's
so
Google's best AI.
It really is. If you want to learn more for yourself, you can visit gemini.google/students to learn more. Terms apply.
Did you see Bill Belichick's interview with his girlfriend?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh.
All I saw was him in a shirt with a hole in it.
Yeah. One, why did the shirt have a hole in it? I need to know why the shirt had a hole in it. Because it wasn't like a vintage shirt that like had a bunch of holes and it was like cool. Either way, you shouldn't be wearing that when you're fucking 80 million years old.
Be professional, number one. But a step back, I still think it's fucking weird as fuck that he took a coaching job at the school his girlfriend is at.
Oh, what? She's in school?
Yeah, she's like getting her master's or something.
Oh.
And he literally obviously hasn't done the coaching and like took a job at UNC to coach there because she's going to school
Oh,
there.
I did not see that. That's insane.
Like that's like literally like your parent like moving to like, because the age gap is actually
It's
diabolical.
like it's 50 years or more.
It is sickening.
That's actually
Like, it's
insane.
just-
He was 50.
Can you imagine fucking him? I'm sorry.
No. How does his dick even get hard?
He's put on Viagra.
Yeah.
Is this ageist?
I don't know. I think there's no rule. It's like off limits when you're.
I'm sorry,
you have a 50-year age gap.
That is just weird. Like I cannot imagine being with someone that old.
Also, again, like 50 years is just absolutely insane. But like an age gap to me, I don't really care that much. Once you're past the age of like 25, 26, she's 24 with the 50-year age gap. That's insane. That's like me dating somebody. I'm 24.
Yeah.
I actually cannot imagine dating somebody 70. However
I'm just
old he is.
curious what her friends think.
I mean, if you saw the interview though, she's like, he's doing an interview.
How
and
long is this interview?
I don't know. I did not watch the whole thing.
But how long is like a clip?
There's just one part of it. It's
Okay.
just literally, it's her. She's like, he's getting asked a question about her, and I'm not kidding. It's like where Courtney's sitting. Okay, like
Yeah.
she's over there sitting in on the interview like this, and somebody asks like, how did you guys meet? And she literally goes, we're not talking about that.
You know what? If she's running this relationship,
No,
I
she
kind of
is.
have more respect towards it.
I genuinely think
I'm
she
like,
is.
is she taking advantage of him, not the other way around?
Yeah, it might be elder abuse. Like I saw somebody say that. Like, like it's like she literally like keep your neck or your foot on these bitches' neck. Like that's the
That's
energy she's giving.
hilarious. She like made him take this job.
Yes, like I'm not even kidding. She might have like she literally is like he's not talking about that in the corner. Kind of
Damn.
iconic. Like she's not in the interview. She's not mic'd up. She's just like literally.
She's like, shut it down.
She's setting a boundary. Like she was not a part of the interview, but like somehow was sitting in on it.
Damn.
Kind of iconic on her part, I guess. Like get your check, but also kind of insane.
Yeah. The elder abuse is still what I'm stuck on. That's just funny as fuck.
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok somewhere. I didn't come up with that.
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Weird names people call their grandparents. I hate this more than anything personally.
Go.
I just, grandma and grandpa, if you're not saying that, I know you don't.
I don't.
I can't. I can't with some like me, ma, Gigi shit. Like personally, I don't know. I don't think it's cute. It's to me the same when you talk to your kids in baby talk. It's giving me the same energy where it's like
Okay.
talk to your kid like an adult. Or like you tell your kid like, oh, your flower instead of your vagina. It's like, just say the proper word. Like it pisses me the fuck off.
No, I get that, but also I feel like but grandparents like pick what they want to be called. Like for the most part, like grandparents will tell like the parents and like the child like what to address them as.
I'd just be
normally.
like, you're getting grandma, and that's too bad.
But I think it's also like different when like you have two sets of grandparents. Like some people like to have like the separation because like it can get confusing, I guess, when like talking in conversations. But I mean, to each their own. But I think there are some names that take it too far. I call my grandparents Nana and Papa, but like they chose that because my grandma thought grandma sounded too old, so she preferred to go by Nana. But there's a lot of variations out there.
Yeah.
Some weirder than others, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them are just
But also,
crazy.
I don't refer to... I think it's weird when people refer to their grandparents to other people by those names. Like, I'll talk to you and be like, oh, my grandma, my grandpa,
Yeah.
you know? But to them, I say they're Nana and
Yeah,
Papa. But, like, when people are like, oh, my Mima, I'm like,
Yeah.
don't say that to me. Say your grandmother. Like, say your grandma. Like, that's weird.
That's fair.
like, where I draw the line.
That's fair.
Like, some things are meant for private.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes to nicknames, and some things aren't.
Yeah.
What's the most painful procedure you've had? I think I know your answer, but I'm curious.
I don't really know. I mean, the only like procedure in the sense of like a surgery.
No, I mean like of anything that you've had done.
Oh, just like any surgery.
Not even surgery, but just like, for example, like PRF. I think like it's more painful for you than chin lipo was.
Yeah, chin lipo wasn't painful.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying like procedure in the sense of like a surgery. I obviously got the chin lipo, but like I also, when I was like 5, got my tubes out of my ears, and that hurt really, really, really bad.
I didn't know you had tubes.
I remember that. Yeah, I was a very sick kid. Obviously, you were too.
Same,
but like,
yeah.
you still keep it around to the day.
What?
Like you're still always fucking sick or having some fucking crazy issue or sneezing a million times when you wake up.
Whose ears couldn't function on a plane? Who was blowing their nose all the time?
I'm not
me.
saying I don't get sick. I'm just saying you're always sick.
I'm not always sick.
You literally just said on a podcast like a week ago, like I'm always sick.
I mean, yeah, I run my body down. I have a poor immune system, and I'm also just like, I don't sleep.
I just feel like there's always something where it's like, oh yeah, like anything. It's like, oh yeah, I've had migraines forever. Oh yeah, I've had this forever. Like
Yeah, I'm
you
going to
always
get
have.
I'm getting a head CT tomorrow.
Okay.
My migraines are getting
I had
diabolical.
horrendous asthma growing up and a lot of like sinus issues and stuff. And yeah, I got tubes in my ears when I was like 2 or something, but I have no memory of that, and I don't think it hurt. I don't fucking know though. But I remember my tubes wouldn't fall out. Of course, that would happen to me, and I think
Because you're just so tiny.
yeah, I was just so small. And the tube was just like so big. I'm just kidding. But yeah, the tubes wouldn't fall out. And I remember the one I was always at the fucking ENT or whatever.
Your nose and throat. I love my ENT.
Yeah, I haven't been in forever,
I had a
but
great one in New York.
I used to always be there. And I remember he was like, oh, he told my mom, like, one I can see. Like, I think the one is so deep in there, we're going to have to do surgery to get it out. But he's like, the other one I can see, I could get it out right now. And my mom's like, okay, like, not understanding what that meant. I literally remember this to the day. He Velcroed me down to the table, like, fully, like, strapped down like this so I couldn't move because he knew it was going to fucking hurt. You fucking got like no pain medication, no numbing, no nothing, just raw dog my fucking ear. I'm like strapped down to this table and he's so deep in my ear and like yanking the shit out. I was screaming and my mom was like so traumatized because my mom did not understand that's what she was signing me up for. Also, it's like if you were already going to do the surgery to take one out, why couldn't you just wait and take the second one out? Like, I don't understand this. Anyway, so I got one ripped out while I was awake, horrendous. And then the next one, I did get a surgery for, and I just remember that pain being so bad. And I remember I loved like the fucking Chinese buffet. That was like my shit when I was 5, I guess. Okay. And I remember my parents told me after the surgery we could go there, but then I was in so much pain. I remember my parents were like, do you want to go to the Chinese buffet? And I was like, no, like take me home. It hurt so bad. And my parents like knew I was down bad because I didn't want to go to the Chinese buffet. Yeah. So that was the worst.
I used to always go to Golden Corral after my procedures.
I've never been there.
It was in Alaska. I think it's a chain though.
It is a chain. I've seen it.
But I don't think they have it there anymore.
Okay.
But I really liked it there because there's so many options. It's like my dream. Okay. But speaking of asthma, one time I had a chemistry test. Guys, I'm not good at science.
Okay.
And I faked an asthma attack to get out of my
I faked a lot
test.
of asthma attacks in my life.
And I like get to the thing. My mom shows up at urgent care. She's like so pissed she had to leave work. And I'm like on my nebulizer. She's like... She knows I'm fucking lying.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I did have a lot of health issues as a kid.
Yeah.
And I still do to this day. But she's like, you're like the girl who cried, boy who cried wolf, whatever the fuck it is. Because I would fake things to get out of certain things. But I also did have really big, real issues.
Yeah.
I had tubes up my nose.
Oh.
Because my sinuses, like a couple surgeries, not every single one that I had sinus related was tubes in my nose, but a couple of them were. And those motherfuckers hurt to get out because they were like literally up in this sinus cavity, and like getting those pulled out, I literally thought I was losing parts of my brain. It felt like a lobotomy.
When I got my ear surgery to get my tubes out, my mom has like the worst sinus issues also because she had a horrendously deviated septum. My mom would never acknowledge it.
That's the one issue I didn't have.
My dad told the doctor, he was like, can you check her nose? And my mom was like, no, like refusing it. And then he did. And he's like, you have a horrendous deviated septum. Like you need this surgery. So when I got my tubes out of my ears, my mom also got her deviated septum fixed.
Wow.
And they put the stilts or whatever up her nose. Stents, whatever the fuck. And I remember sitting there and watching them get ripped out of her, and it was like the most disgusting thing. Like I could not believe how long these things were, and I was like, how was that in my mom's head?
Yeah, that's how I was. And the amount of things that came out with it, like my poor ENTs, they've seen some things with me, but they've had like 5 different ENTs because I've moved so much. But I'm doing good now.
Yeah. Also, back to the faking the asthma. I used to do that to get out of PE. I would do that a lot, but my problem was, I would, like, the pacer test. Did you have to do that? I would fake it to get out of the pacer test. I would do it a lot. But the problem, or if I just wanted to go home, to be honest. But my problem was,
nothing was better to me than when I started my period. Finally, I could blame things on that.
Okay. Yeah. But the way I didn't start my period in high school, because I didn't start until I was like 18.
What?
Yeah.
That checks out though.
Yeah, I was like I've been such a late bloomer with everything. That's why when I got boobs, I'm like, yeah, this would happen to me. Like I would get a second period, or puberty. You know what I'm saying? Because like I didn't lose teeth till I was like in 5th grade, like type shit. Like everything was really late. Anyway, but I would fake asthma attacks. But
you're like in like middle school without teeth.
I probably like just was getting them by middle school, but like I definitely was extremely late. Okay. But yeah, I would fake asthma attacks to get out of my PE classes. But the problem was when I started to fake one, because my asthma was coughing, it wasn't like wheezing, it was like horrendous coughing nonstop. And I would start to fake one, I would just start coughing. But the problem was I would actually then induce myself into a real asthma attack, like most of the time. Like where I thought it was like cute and I'm like, but then it would get really bad and then I couldn't stop. And so one time I like faked it, but then I put myself into an actual asthma attack. So that I'm at the nurse and the nurse decides to give me, and at this point, like I was in like 6th or 7th grade.
The school nurse hated to see me coming.
Miss Granderson was my biggest fucking op. No, this bitch, one, she hated me, which I get it. I was in there every other day. But oh my God. So I have this asthma attack. She's also like, I'm sorry, where'd you get your nursing degree? Because it needs to be revoked. She was not good. So she literally gives me, I'd never had caffeine in my life before at this point. She gave me an entire fully caffeinated like Coke and made me drink the whole thing because apparently like caffeine helps like the asthma or whatever because it like releases your lungs. I don't know. It then sent me into like,
weren't allowed to drink soda as a kid.
No. I'd never had.
Important information.
So she gives me this Coke. I am literally like on one already while having the asthma attack, and then she gives me albuterol, which I can't have. And
what do you use for an inhaler?
There's another one, okay, but like curious. Whatever she gave me, she gave me the thing I can't have. Are you allergic
for something?
Yes. And so it sent me into a literal like.
Are you allergic to other things?
No, just that.
This has never come up. I'm like, I've filled out on many forms for you that you aren't allergic to.
No, just that I think. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Truly now, I don't know if I would still have that issue. Okay. I haven't had it in so long, but like I couldn't have that in my nebulizer or whatever it was. She gave it to me without asking, and like or calling
she just, didn't check your sheet.
No. Well, also. She didn't call my mom or anything either. She was just like, here. So she sent me into a literal like psychosis. And I was so bad. My mom had to come pick me up. They wheeled me out and I went straight to the emergency room. And my mom was so fucking pissed at the nurse because she's like,
you fucking idiot.
Why didn't you ask anything? Like you just gave her a fucking full Coke and like the things she can't have. And so yeah, I went to the emergency room and I was like, oh my gosh, like, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, this is my karma for faking this asthma attack. Yeah. yeah, I don't know if my mom knew that it was like faked from the start, but it did end up being real.
But it ended up being real. That's what matters. Ooh, yearly appointments. I have a lot of yearly appointments this week.
I don't really do that many, but I should.
You go to like the gyno.
I do the gyno. Even though, not that it's unnecessary. You
go to the dentist too.
I haven't been in a while. I really need to go to the dentist. But the dentist, genuinely though, like the last time I went, I had a full panic attack and my whole body went numb. So I was a little triggered because they were filling a cavity. And it's the same way with like how I can't shut my eye, or like I don't like my eyes being forced shut. I do not like my jaw being forced open and not being able to close it. And they're like, the dentist just like, I get that I'm frustrating, but at the same time, like they're like getting angry at you for not like, cause I'd be like having a little bit of a panic and like trying to close my mouth and they'd be like, stop. And I'm like, I can't do this, y'all. Like I need like breaks.
It's so rough because it's like they have like sharp tools in your mouth. Like it's like stressful, I'm sure, also on their end, but it's also like so stressful to have like your mouth like wide open and things being poked and prodded.
Like I need to be asleep the next time they do that. I'm not even kidding. Because I'm like, I can't.
have to get laughing gas to even be at the dentist.
Yeah. I didn't know that was an option.
I genuinely can't do it. Also, or I have a Xanax prescription and I'll take that prior because I genuinely can't do it.
I've never taken like any type of like Xanax or anything like that.
Go to the doctor. I go to the doctor if I have even a slight problem, and I will get a solution. If there's a solution you can offer me for something, I will take it.
See,
like, I hate being uncomfortable. I hate being miserable, and I hate being sick. If you can offer a solution, the answer is yes.
See, I just fear, I know that's like not what it would do, but I'm like, oh, I would get anxiety about taking an anxiety medication. Like that's how I feel that's how I feel about most things. Like besides like alcohol, because I think I just started doing that so young that like I was like, there's no, and I know how I react to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like when I get a new medication, I do like a test with it first, like make sure that I like.
I know you're not raw dogging the Xanax.
Because I do get anxiety, but that's like why I'll take it when I first get prescribed something new. I like take it at home with Kevin and like have like a test period. Yeah. That way, when I have to take it in a real situation, I can be calm. Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. But I do have anxiety about going to the dentist, but I do need to go back because I really probably...
I need to get my wisdom teeth out, but I'm going to do it post-wedding. I don't have time right now.
Yeah.
Also, like, dental work just freaks me out because, like, your mouth is, like, such a real sensitive, like, whole thing, right? And I'm like, if you get not bad dental work, but it's like you just can't control what happens, like... that like fucked you up. I'm like, I can't have that at my wedding.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like post wedding, I'm gonna get that done.
Yeah,
but I do have to go to the gynecologist this week and get a head CT.
And get a what?
A head CT.
Oh, what are you doing at the gyno? Just a normal appointment?
Just my normal thing. Because also when I got that fertility testing done a couple months ago, they said that my IUD was like lodged a little bit too high. I don't know how that happened or what, but
it needs to be like replaced or whatever.
Not replaced,
like moved around.
Yeah. So I have been meaning to get that done. I just haven't had time yet. But I'm doing that this week.
The gyno's like, this sounds really bad and I don't mean it like that, but it's a lot less fun when you're like
an adult.
No, it's a lot less. It was never fun. I'm saying it was never fun. Don't get me wrong. I don't find it fun to like wonder if you have an STD. I'm just saying like
you're like playing bingo.
But I'm saying like no, I'd be like a little anxious. Like ooh, like am I going to be pregnant? Like ooh, am I going to like have an STD or something? And then
like when you were raw dogging life,
like when I'm saying I was just like when I was just like single or whatever. I don't know. And then it's like when you're in a relationship, I'm just like they're asking you these questions and you're like, no, I'm not pregnant. Like I'm not. I don't have an STD. Like it's just like the questions aren't fun.
Okay, that's crazy.
They were never fun. But I'm saying like
when I was raw dogging life like that that was never fun. That was like stressful.
It was stressful.
But also like my answers were still like as like confident as they are now because like I'm a condom girly to my core.
No, I get that. I'm saying I guess like. Yeah, like I was just like more anxious and then I'd get the results and I'd be like, whew, okay, like everything's all good.
But like now there's nothing to worry about.
Now I literally don't even check the results because I'm just like, I know what they are. Like there's nothing. Period. I mean, I do still look, but like obviously I just like know 100% what the results are going to be. Like I'm not like, oh, do I have chlamydia? Not that I thought I did before, but I've never had it for the record.
Me neither. But it happens to people.
It does. It does. It's a normal thing.
You know what you guys can do? You can use condoms. Safe sex is so
Wrap
important.
it up.
Literally. Like, I literally gave one of our friends like a gigantic spiel in talking to recently because people stress me out.
Yeah.
Like, I get like secondhand stress from people being too go with the flow and too chill out there.
No, for sure.
I'm like, things can get scary real quick.
They can.
But I love a preventative measure.
Me too.
But also, I hate the gyno because I hate having to like nicely fold my clothes like in a little area, and then I'm just like spread eagle like on a table. I hate to have my feet in those stirrups. Like that is my biggest op. I do not like that.
Honestly, it's not that bad. Like, I feel like people get scared about going to the gyno and stuff, and the pap smear, like, it feels like nothing.
I just don't like people being up in my business.
Like, I agree, but also it's really just not that bad. Like, it feels like a tampon going in. They like lube it up so much.
They do lube
like
it up
it just doesn't. I don't find it. I find it like a tiny bit uncomfortable, but besides that, it's not painful at all. Like, I think people are so scared of the pap smear who have never had it before.
I will say I have a lot more anxiety going to doctors now being online than I did prior.
Okay.
Because I don't like people, because I see so many things about other influencers, people assuming like why they're at the doctor or like blah, 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 blah. Or, like, and I know like, it's like there's like HIPAA and stuff, and I'm like, I just feel like I just get anxiety. I'm like, if I people knowing my business.
See, I don't care.
I know you don't. But
Also,
I do.
like, yeah, the gyno's the least stressful for me, to be honest. I'm just like, cool.
Okay. I mean, if the options are dentist and gyno, I'm going to put gyno under dentist.
Yeah.
For like rankings.
Yeah, the gyno's like the least stressful of all. I don't know. What was the worst time you got in trouble as a kid?
Oh, God. Guys, I had like a strict household to be kind of, well, in my opinion, it was strict. Like my phone was on the counter upstairs every single night at 9 p.m.
Oh, that is strict.
I wasn't allowed to go upstairs after 9 p.m. Like I couldn't, guys, I'm a late night snacker. I always have been, whether I'm smoking or not. I was not allowed to eat after that time frame.
That's crazy.
Because the kitchen was next to my parents' room, and my stepdad had to go to work at like, he'd get up at like 5 a.m. and like I would wake them up like making nachos.
Okay.
And so like a rule got put in place that I couldn't eat after that time.
Damn.
Because it would be like too loud. But also my phone started having to go, that rule was also implemented to go on the counter upstairs because I was missing the bus every day.
Oh, okay.
Because
That's kind of fair.
I was staying up too late. But like late night Twitter was my favorite thing of all time. Like,
yeah.
In like a small town, late night Twitter went really, really hard. And like if I woke up and I wasn't like in the know or something big happened, I would be like FOMO. So that's why those rules were implemented. And also, to be fair, the bus stop was literally for the entire like stop of like the two neighborhoods. It was at my driveway, the end of my driveway. There was zero excuse to be missing the bus.
And you were, yeah.
And I was all the time.
That's a
like,
fair
or
rule.
I would go at the garage and like hop over like the little sensor, and I would leave the garage open. And, like, in the dead of winter, and I would like go to school and the garage was still open, and like the dead of winter, like our pipes would be like it was my fault. And my mom hated it if she had to take me to school. Like that was a big fight for us. But I'm not a morning person, but honestly neither is she. Like she would wake up to like me missing the bus.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, that was the scariest thing
Waking
of all
her
time
up
was
and
waking
telling her
up and saying like, hey, I miss the bus. Like I need a ride. Once I could drive to school, I was fucking late every fucking day.
Okay.
But
that doesn't shock me.
But guys, I got in a car accident on the way to school once. Like, I was late. But again, dead of winter, I was going the speed limit. I was literally pulled out of my neighborhood to go like on the main road. This bitch at the middle school, because I had to pass the middle school to go to my high school. Some parent leaving the middle school ran a stop sign, like leaving middle of winter, T-boned me, spun me into a fucking pole, and then she's like, tried to say it was my fault when the cops showed up. I was like, there's no fucking way you're blaming this on a 16-year-old me right now. Like this is actually fucking crazy. And I'm like crying, like I hit my head on the steering wheel, like my airbags went off. Like I ran into a pole in the middle of winter. I thought I almost died.
Yeah.
Totaled my car. And then finally, like the cops were like, this is not adding up. Like the way that where the car is hit, like there's a stop sign. Like what? And she like admitted and had to come and apologize to me because she was originally yelling at me when the cops first got there. And I'm like, I'm just a girl.
Yeah.
And like you hit me, but
that's crazy.
I got when at first my mom was like, you did this. Oh, the most in trouble I got in actually was because I ran a red light. Okay. And I had run this red light at like 3 a.m. coming home from the airport. And it was the middle of winter light. Literally couldn't stop. This cop just like didn't like me. And I told my mother, I was like, this light, I swear, like was red. I mean, sorry, was yellow like when I started going. And so I went to court to like fight the ticket or whatever. Like 16-year-old me, I'm nervous as fuck, like speaking at this like whole little thing. And my mom's like, you lied. And I'm like, what? No, I didn't. And she's like, you made me go through all, because I didn't win the case because the cop showed up. And like, if the cop shows up, you're, like,
you're
fucked,
not going to.
Like, and I'm like, no, like I'm like fighting on this fucking stand, being like, no, like I swear, like if I would have stopped, I would have slid through the light. And my mom like was like, this is so embarrassing. Like, you started your provisional. We wasted so much time doing this. And she was like pissed at me. And I'm like, you hate me.
You hate me.
Like, you don't believe me. Like, to this day, I will die on that hill that light was yellow and I had to go through it. But it started my entire provisional over. I had like a month left. So you get a 6-month provisional, like when you get your license, but you can't drive with anyone else. And because I got a ticket that like hurt my like record, so I had to start the entire 6 months over again of where I couldn't drive with anyone else.
Oh, that sucks.
So my mom was like also pissed I couldn't drive people around.
That's
like,
annoying.
Practice and stuff. But that was really tough for me.
Thing.
And I also threw a lot of parties. I got in trouble for that too.
Okay.
But I think my mom knew that it was happening. But like one time like cops showed up and I called my friend Megan's mom and like, had her be my mom, so I wouldn't get in as much trouble.
Oh, that's
but
good.
My parents would go out of town like to like our cabin like every single Thursday, so I would have parties like Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Wow.
And then they come home and the place was spotless on Sunday. Like, oh, thanks for cleaning. I'm like, you knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
But
thanks for cleaning.
I had to party.
Yeah. Period.
What about you?
I feel like I really never got in much trouble. My parents also like weren't that strict. Like, but also I was like a very like good kid. I feel like for the most part, like I wasn't. I did skip school a lot, but my mom let me skip school. Like I would just be like, I don't want to go, and my mom would be like, okay, because I was getting all A's. So my mom just didn't give that much of a fuck. And I wasn't really ever late, or I never missed the bus or anything. But the one time I skipped school all the time. And I will say my mom was very chill with letting me skip school. Like, my mom pretty much didn't really ever say no. And I skipped school like at least once a week. Like I seriously didn't make it to one full week of school. And my mom would just be like, she's sick. Like writing me notes. Like my mom kind of slayed that. I'm going to be honest.
God forbid a girl has a bad immune system.
That's what I'm saying. No, my mom was kind of clutch for that. And honestly, yeah, I don't know. But I did one time, I had a math test that I did not study for. Like I just, my thing was though, I was like, I told my mom, I was like, I'm going to fail this. And like, I have all A's. You want me to fail this? Like I didn't study. I can't go to school. My mom's like,
why didn't you study?
Yeah. My mom was kind of like, that's on you.
Planning, yeah.
Like, and I was kind of I was expecting like my mom's going to let me skip. So then she didn't. I was like, fuck. Like I actually.
But why didn't you study? You just didn't have time?
I don't know. I just didn't like, and I was very good about it, but I just knew I was going to fail this, to be honest. I think I was like probably looking for a way like I could cheat or something, and then it just like didn't come through.
Were you good at math?
I was good at everything if I tried. It's just like I also would do the least amount of effort to bullshit my way through to get an A, if that makes sense. But like if I could cheat and it
wasn't.
What was
the highest math you took? Do you remember or no?
IB or whatever, like high, like I like it was. I don't remember. Probably like AP statistics, which was like college level. I wasn't on the highest course. There was one above that was like people started taking AP or IB, which were like the college level courses. Some people did that junior year. I did it senior year. So I wasn't the highest level. Like you could have picked which course you wanted to be on, but I picked like AP stats. It honestly worked out for me because I didn't have to take it in college because it counted. But anyway, it was AP stats that I decided to skip my senior year. And yeah, I would just like cheat my way through shit. But like to a level, like I wasn't a crazy cheater where I'd be like writing shit on my leg where it was like extremely obvious. But if I could like get away with a little something, I did.
That's just being like
resourceful. Exactly. So anyway, I don't know why, but I couldn't take this math test. My mom wouldn't let me skip the one day. I was like, really? So my friend also did not study either. Like she never studied though. Like, girl, you weren't passing that either way. But I was like, I can't go to school right now. And we pull up to the parking lot and then we're like, I can't be here. Like, I don't want to be here right now. So we decided to skip. And I don't know what in my mind thought I was going to get away with this. And so I skip. We go to Cheesecake Factory. I'm having a day. I'm going thrifting. I'm just like living it up. I don't know why. Like I knew that they called your parent when you skipped. Like I knew that happened every single time. And my mom gets a call, like obviously like, hey, Hallie's been at school. And my mom's like, yes, she has. And my mom was like arguing.
Like fighting for
my mom was like, yes, she has. So then my mom calls me. She's like, hey, I just got a call that you're not at school. Like, are you? And I was like, yes. I don't know why they're lying to you.
She's like fighting for her
daughter. And then
Like,
she
you call my
calls
daughter a liar?
Yeah, she calls back and they're like, she's been marked absent from all 3 periods so far today. Like, whatever. And my mom is like, obviously, like, that's not a coincidence. Like, she's not at school. So then my mom's like, while like literally my food at Cheesecake Factory is coming, I'm like on the phone. My mom's like screaming at me and like, I'm like, can I get that to go? And I'm like, yes, sorry. I also think at this time, yeah, it was. I didn't have a license because I got it revoked because I was speeding. Like I got 1 fucking speeding ticket. 1. And I was like going 60. It was reckless driving. Which to be fair, fine. But I was going 60 at a 40, but I believe what happened was it was a school zone,
okay,
but it was a very, very long school zone because it was between middle schools and high school. So it was a couple miles that the whole thing was a school zone. And when I went into it, it was not it was not beeping. It was not the school zone yet. But I believe probably right after I went through, it started beeping and became a school zone. So I am obviously going 60 miles an hour in a 20 mile per hour zone.
That's reckless driving.
Bad. It was reckless driving even with the 40.
Yeah.
But it's obviously not great. However, I was leaving a National Honor Society meeting. I was being a scholar. Also, I think I probably wasn't paying attention.
Bit of girls extracurriculars.
That's what I'm saying. But I think also because like obviously every time I left school throughout that day or whatever, it was never a school zone because of the timing, but I was leaving school later, so it became a timing, like whatever, because it was between the middle school and the elementary school or whatever, and they weren't out till later, so then whatever, it doesn't matter. But
almost out of time.
I got pulled over, got my license revoked. I didn't think I was going to get my license revoked, but I think the issue was when I went to the court. What? Yeah, okay. I'm finishing it.
Just didn't acknowledge me. That's what I'm asking.
I went to court to get my, like, to fight the ticket or whatever, or not even fight it. I literally was like acknowledging, like, yes, I was wrong. Like,
taking responsibility for your actions.
Taking responsibility. I thought they were just going to give me community service and like whatever. I knew I was going to and pay a fine. The bitch goes, "What have your parents done to punish you?" And she expected me to say some shit like my parents took my license or whatever. My parents are fucking chill. They're like, she'll go to court, she'll pay the fine and do her community service, and that's how life works. It would just
make it more work for them if they took your license.
Yeah, exactly. She goes, "Well, that's not punishment enough. That my parents didn't punish me enough." So she took my license for me. Like, whatever. She's like, "Turn your license in. By the end of the day, you lose it for 60 days. I had a job that I worked at like 20 miles from my house. It was far at this clothing boutique. My parents can't drive me there because of their work schedules and stuff. Yeah. I got fired. How was that helpful to anybody, you stupid fucking bitch? Also, to this judge, I know her personally. Oh. No, and then literally one of my friends texted me because she was friends with their mom. He goes, "Tell me why this fucking judge that took your license, I just saw her after having a full bottle of wine with my mom, get in her car and drive home. Oh, so it's okay to drive drunk, but I can't speed a little and pay my fucking fine and do my community service. You're gonna take my fucking license. Your license should be taken, and you shouldn't be a judge, you stupid fucking bitch." Anyway, I still hold that grudge to that day, to that stupid fucking judge. Really? Anyway,
I still hate that cop.
Yeah, fuck you. Anyway, yeah, that was probably the most trouble I got in when I skipped school for my Cheesecake Factory.
Let us know what you guys have done.
Yeah.
But like in a super like not incriminating way.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. It's been real. It's been fun.
Love you. Bye.